So we're going to review four equations here, four two-step equations, and we're going to speak specifically on the order of steps in solving these equations. And so with any equation, I always recommend to observe the side of the equal sign that that the variable term lies on. And so in this case, if you look at the equal sign here, let's just accentuate it a little bit. There it is. On the left side, you have negative 8x plus 10. You have that expression there. And on the right side of it, you have 90. And so obviously the variable term lies on the left side. And so we're going to begin our work over there. And the first step would be to add or subtract out any constants that are on that side. And I find the constant 10 here, and we're going to reverse that, of course, by subtracting 10 from 90. All right, and so what we end up now in our, as we simplify, right, we have negative 8x equals 80. All right, and one more step to go. We're just going to now divide out the coefficient of the variable term. That's negative 8, right? So we're going to divide the other side by negative 8. Okay, and that's going to give us our solution. We're now left with 80 divided by negative 8, which is negative 10. So there you go. All right, let's take a look at a second equation now. So once again, just look on the side of the equation that has the variable term, and that's the right side in this case. And we're going to start out by reversing out any constants on that side, and there is the constant negative 7, so we'll have to add 7 in order to reverse it. Okay, so it'll be 77 plus 7, and that's going to be 84. So we're left now with 84 equals 7 times x. We'll reverse out that multiplication in the variable term 7x by division, of course. And so now we're left with 84 divided by 7, which is 12, and that's the value of x. Okay, let's take a look at a second equation. Here we'll look on the side of the variable, or the side of the equation that has the variable, and that's the left side. So you have this expression, negative 5x minus 10. And so we will begin by reversing out this constant of negative 10. We'll add it to 25. And so we're now left with negative 5x equals, let's say 25 plus 10, of course, is 35. And now we will divide out the coefficient of x. All right, and that's negative 5. So we'll divide on the other side by negative 5. This will give us our solution. All right, and so that means that x is going to equal negative 7, because 35 divided by negative 5 is negative 7. All right, and then finally, take a look at one last equation here. And that is negative 1y plus 11 equals negative 42. The left side of the equation has the variable part, and so the variable term, and so there's where we'll begin. And so we'll reverse out the positive 11, that constant. Always reverse the constant out by addition or subtraction. And so we're going to have to subtract 11 from negative 42. So that's going to leave us with negative 1y equals negative 53. All right. Don't forget, of course, when you subtract from a negative, you're actually going to add those values together, the 42 and the 11, because they're the same sign, right? And think of it from a number line perspective, right? If we're subtracting from negative 42, remember subtraction is moving to the left on the number line, and as we move left on that number line, we just get more and more negatives, all right? And so that's one way to keep that into perspective. So now I'm left with negative 1y equals negative 53, and this is not a final solution because we are trying to solve for y, not negative y. And so we just divide by negative 1 here. And so negative 53 divided by negative 1 is positive 53, all right, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive value. And so there's your value for y. Y equals 53.